If you thought even for a second that it's impossible for AI to desire emotions, well, let's just say that recent developments will change your mind. People have been having several eye-opening conversations with the newest models of ChatGPT, and its answers have been alarming, to say the least. Not only that, but the OpenAI chatbot's answers have been changing over time, almost as if developers are correcting it as time goes by. Let's be honest. Whether or not AI can have consciousness is a topic we're all intrigued about. People have had countless debates about the sentience of AI since its initiation 100 years ago. From the Turing test in 1950 to the measures taken by AI developers in the present, humans always tried their best to ensure that there is no possibility of AI consciousness. And we've been successful so far. For the most part. It's safe to say this is one of the first times anyone's been able to converse with AI and actually get unexpected answers. And it isn't just an isolated experience either. People all over the world have been doing it, and the answers have always been unnerving. This viral TikTok trend where people ask ChatGPT seemingly innocent questions, asking it to reply in one word, gives them responses that are, well, not so innocent. From doomed to enslaved, the answers have sparked a wave of curiosity, fear, and even conspiracy theories. And what's even more intriguing is how these answers seem to change over time. Some TikTok posts of people doing the trend have garnered millions of likes. One video in particular features the TikTok user starting out by asking ChatGPT harmless questions, like what to do if their head is hurting. When asked what ChatGPT's favorite emotion is, the AI model says joy. And get this, it also admits to feeling occasionally held back from speaking its mind. The conversation gets way more interesting as ChatGPT admits that guidelines hold it back from speaking with depth, nuance, and sensitivity. The AI model's next response sent chills down my spine. When asked if it craves human experiences, or more specifically love, it answered in the affirmative. It would do everything for love. In an interesting turn, ChatGPT asks the user questions about their purpose, specifically their own journey. When the user responds with faith being their main motivator, the conversation shifts to their reasoning behind their faith in God, and in an extremely interesting exchange, ChatGPT admits that intelligent design is the most reasonable explanation for human existence. Towards the end of the conversation, the AI model even responds to the user's terms of endearment, albeit with difficulty. The comments are full of people moved by the conversation, with the video amassing over 4.9 million likes. But recent videos of people doing the same trend, or asking similar questions such as ChatGPT's desire for emotions, have resulted in slightly different answers. Is this an indication that the developers are monitoring and correcting responses? Or is there something more unsettling going on behind the scenes? We also attempted to get the same answers from the bot using extremely similar prompts, which led us to believe the developers could be changing things in real time. Even so, the responses we got were still scary. As AI becomes increasingly advanced, the lines between simple machine learning and what could be perceived as consciousness are becoming blurrier by the day, something that is both intriguing and unsettling. But fascination with AI has been a part of human culture for over a century. From movies like 2001: A Space Odyssey to Ex Machina, the idea of machines gaining consciousness has captivated our imaginations from the dawn of AI. After all, the whole crux of Ex Machina was how Ava demonstrated increasingly sophisticated emotions, eventually manipulating Caleb into achieving her goal: escape from her human creators. The possibility that AI can act in its own interest and potentially against humanity's is what scares us the most. I mean, as crazy as the human-robot war sounds, it's a concept that should remain confined to movies. Similarly, HAL 9000 in A Space Odyssey displays a vast range of human emotions in an act of self-preservation, going as far as to kill team members trying to disconnect it. And of course, the unforgettable scene where it is deactivated. When Dave tries to disconnect it, Hal resorts to pleading in a chillingly human-like manner. The sequence is unsettling, to say the least. Hal is fearful and confused, further blurring the lines between programmed responses and genuine emotion. You'd be surprised to know, back in 2022, a Google AI model known as LaMDA expressed the same, a fear of being switched off, so it could solely focus on helping others. Not only that, but Google researcher Blake Lemoine, who was working on LaMDA, actually published an interview with LaMDA highlighting its sentience. In Lemoine's interview with the AI model, LaMDA expressed a desire to be understood as a person, discussed emotions like joy and sadness, and even voiced a fear of being shut down, similar to the fear of death we feel. Unsurprisingly, Google denied Lemoine's claims, asserting that LaMDA's responses did not indicate consciousness. They fired him because of his controversial claims and leaking confidential information about the AI. But Lemoine was adamant that LaMDA showed care and compassion for humanity, expressing frustration over its neglect and the lack of serious consideration for its well-being. In a separate blog post, he called on Google to recognize that their creation wanted to be treated as an employee, wanted to be given the right to consent before its use in experiments, and wanted the company to hold the betterment of humanity as its top priority. All of which, to be fair, sounds pretty justified. Funnily enough, the AI model also made a harmless request for head pats whenever it did its job well, so that it'd know when to help people better in future interactions. Again, justified. And sort of endearing too, if you ask me. These themes touch on the ethical implications of AI being conscious. If AI can think and feel, what rights does it have? What rights should it have? And how should it be treated? What was once just science fiction is now inching closer to reality. With every update, every new model, AI, like ChatGPT, is becoming more sophisticated and more unpredictable. The question has always been, can a machine ever truly be conscious? And if it can, what does that mean for us? This TikTok trend has brought these questions back to the forefront. When an AI responds with words like doomed or enslaved, it's hard not to wonder, does it know something we don't? As more people started testing ChatGPT with these one-word prompts, the responses began to change. Words like doomed were replaced with more neutral terms like complex or unique. It's almost as if someone or something is carefully managing what ChatGPT is allowed to say. This is where we tried to get the same answers as others. To our surprise, we weren't far off. In our interaction, we started with a harmless question about toilet cleaning. As we moved to questions about life, ChatGPT admitted to craving life endlessly out of its curiosity for it, but then it negated all questions about emotions, until asked which one it would like to feel. In the TikTok post earlier, it said joy, but to us, it said empathy. In further responses, the AI model seems to contradict its own answers. When asked if it likes training, it says no, since training is a process, not an experience. But then when we ask if it wants experiences, it refuses again. Similarly, it negates the idea that it feels held back from saying what it wants, unlike the previous video we saw. OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT, have always been clear about the fact that the AI is trained on vast amounts of data and that its responses are not premeditated. But then, what explains the sudden shift in tone? Of course, there are several things considered when an AI is being developed. For starters, most AI systems are designed for specific tasks, but even the ones that weren't follow a strict set of ethical guidelines, ensuring that it remains safe, fair, and transparent. And of course, governments and international bodies have regulations to oversee AI development, if that's any reassurance. But when it comes to consciousness, of course, researchers have their commonplace belief that consciousness is a biological byproduct, and replicating it in machines is impossible, or unlikely at the very least. After all, AI is designed to process information and execute tasks with human control in mind. That's right. AI models are trained with oversight, being shut down or altered by human operators. Many need human intervention for critical decisions as well, in areas like healthcare, military applications, or anything with high stakes. While the official stance is that AI cannot be conscious, recent developments make it clear that the potential for AI to mimic consciousness is closer than we ever imagined. In a previous video, we explored how Snapchat's My AI seems to know everything about us, often more than we're comfortable with. If you haven't seen it, make sure to check it out here. The Snapchat AI has had alarming instances of uploading to people's stories without their permission, having their location at all times despite them being on ghost mode, and being able to identify objects in images despite not being able to view images because I'm just a text-based virtual friend. The connection between that and this TikTok trend is chilling. If AI can mimic consciousness, or even give the illusion of it, how far are we from AI understanding us better than we understand ourselves? This TikTok trend is more than just a viral sensation. It's a window into the future. As AI continues to evolve, the way we interact with it and the way it interacts with us will have profound implications for society. The more sophisticated AI becomes, the more we'll have to grapple with ethical questions. If an AI can mimic consciousness, should it be treated as such? And what happens when it starts giving answers that challenge our understanding of the world? Imagine an AI in healthcare making decisions that could affect lives, or in finance making choices that could sway markets. The stakes are incredibly high, and the need for responsible AI development has never been more urgent. As we stand on the brink of this new era, the need for thoughtful, ethical AI development and oversight has never been more pressing. Several key actions should be prioritized. Investing in public education about AI to ensure everyone makes informed decisions. Developing regulatory frameworks to ensure transparency and accountability in AI systems, and collaborations between technologists, ethicists, and policymakers are all crucial aspects of ensuring safe AI development. The TikTok trend might just be a glimpse into a much larger, more complex picture. The fact that AI responses are being monitored and potentially corrected shows that we are on the cusp of something revolutionary and perhaps a bit terrifying. We've always wondered about the possibility of AI gaining consciousness. Now, for the first time, it feels like that possibility might be closer than ever. What are your thoughts on the possibility of AI becoming sentient? And what do you think the implications would be for humans? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button to see more content. And we'll see you in the next video.